I need some more emotional support from my cup. That's better. I feel supported now. Okay, so now I'm on to my why is it hard to say that word? Gynecologist appointment. So now I'm on to that. So yesterday I had 2 appointments. I had the MRI in the morning, which I failed. See my MRI video. And then I had the gyno straight after. And I was so nervous. Like, I was just so nervous about that because it's like, I'm like, what is going on with my body? I have no idea what she's going to say. Is she going to tell me to get a hysterectomy? Is she going to tell me to have an ablation? Is she going to tell me to suck it up, like a male doctor would? No shade to male doctors. But, I'm just sitting there thinking, oh my God, what is she going to say? And I was lucky because I did it at the hospital. And I ended up getting the same gynecologist as I did last time. Because they squeezed me in because I had the D&C, then I had the IUD, the Kyleena put in. I've been bleeding ever since for 2 months. And I said, this is getting to me. Like, I've been to the doctors. Like, is there anything you can do? Doctor put me in with the specialist, and then they squeezed me in yesterday because there's a cancellation. And so I was lucky to get the same gynecologist. I said, please give me a female gynecologist. Like, please, I just can't handle a male gynecologist. So I was really lucky. But yeah, she was lovely. So basically what she said was, she said it takes 2 to 3 months for it to settle down. She said, like, please give it at least 3 months to see if it will settle. And then she said, she put me on progesterone tablets, and I wasn't keen on that. Like, I don't like taking medication. I don't like the idea of synthetic drugs. I hate having like IUD hormones. I'm not keen on it, but it's like I don't have much choice. Like, I either beg for a hysterectomy and say I don't want these things in my body, and they're probably not going to give me one on that basis, or I beg for an ablation, and then even then, I still might need the IUD because she gave me the progesterone, so I don't really want that. And she said, well, look, give it a try. She said, if it doesn't agree with you, stop taking it. And she booked me back in for a month's time. And she said, if you come back in a month and you're not happy, I will book you in for the ablation. And then I said, well, then I'll have to have my tubes tied because I can't take contraception. And she said, well, you can have the ablation and the Kyleena together. So I said, okay, I didn't realize that. So that's where it's at. I'm still quite anxious about it all because it's, like she said to me yesterday, she said, you can't just come in and have like a quick fix. Like, it doesn't work that way. You've got to go through the steps. We want to do everything we can to avoid, I nearly dropped my emotional support cup then, to avoid you having like a big operation. So, I mean, I can understand the point of that. Like, you can die from surgery, you can have reaction to the anesthetic, they could cut something, like, that's the reality of it. Most people are fine from an operation, but the reality is there's always a risk. So I can understand that they do want to save people from having, like, surgeries that they don't need. But of course, obviously, they also want to save money. Like, let's be honest. Of course, the public hospitals want to save money. So it's a hard one. I can understand both sides, but you would think that in this day and age that you'd have a bit more autonomy over your own body, but you don't. So, even though I'm anxious about trying the progesterone, like, I'm scared because I have really touchy stomach and a lot of things upset me. Like, I got put on magnesium for the fibro, like, which before I knew it was fibro. I got put on magnesium for aches and pains by one doctor, and my God, the cramps, the cramping. No way, I've never touched magnesium again. So, like, most people wouldn't have a severe reaction like that. So that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared if I had the progesterone, I'm going to get severe cramps and double up. But at least if I take it, then I know that it doesn't agree with me. And if it does agree with me and it saves me from having an ablation, well, fantastic. So, it's trial and error. It's a bit frustrating. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm just trying to get through it and be positive and not not catastrophize, not get too wound up about stuff. Like, I keep saying, oh, I might need a hysterectomy, because I might. I mean, the reality is, like, they could do the ablation, put the Kyleena in, and I could still be bleeding. And this could go on for friggin' months. Like, but it might be okay too. So I'm just trying to stay balanced and level-headed about it. but I am a bit like, I'm fucking over it. Like, I've had this hanging over my head for 12 months. From the time that I really felt like there was something wrong to the time, and I ignored it for 6 months because I'm a dickhead. If you have something wrong, don't be like me and ignore it. Go to the doctor. That was stupid. I could have had cancer and I ignored it. But I finally went to the doctor, and then he ignored me. He's like, "Oh, you're all right," you know. Because I mean, I did mention it briefly a couple of times, but you know, got dismissed by male doctors. So that's why I'm always like, fucking male doctors. But yeah, like, go to the doctors and make someone listen to you. And then from that point, from the time that they said, "Oh, we need to sort this out, you need to have surgery," it still was like months, because even though I got put in quickly, like in category 1 because of family history of cancer, then I got COVID and the flu, and I was sick for 3 months. So it took like so long from the time I felt like something is wrong to go to the doctors, then to get the doctor to listen to me, and then demand to get an ultrasound, and then get booked. Then I had to wait like 3 months to get into the gynae clinic because I was like Cat 2, because Cat 1's like people who actually have cancer. So I was Cat 2, like with the possibility. So then I had to wait to get in there, and then they said, "Oh, we'll put you in within a month to have this surgery done." They didn't know I was going to get crook over winter. So it just took so long. So it's been going on for way longer than it should have. If I had gone to the doctors when I first started having problems and demanded help, then I would have this sorted by now. But I didn't. So don't be like me. But yeah, it's frustrating, but I'm getting through it. Whatever. I will get through it. And so yeah, and that was the other thing. So the doctor is also testing me for PCOS. So she's doing a hormone blood test, PCOS and menopause. Yay! So, yeah, that's like a hard one. Like, I'm a bit all over the shop at the moment. Like, I just don't know what to think. Like, I'm just turned 40. Like, okay, in April. That was a little while ago. I turned 40 in April, so I'm not that old. Like, you know, I'm a little bit young to be going through menopause. And then she said, like, it could be late onset PCOS. She said, you know, it's not really, I think, that common, but she said there's something, something's going on. Like, there's things that are a little bit off. She looked at my ovary results and stuff. And she's like, yeah, it's a little bit, you know. So she's like, I'm not giving you a diagnosis just yet, but, you know, we need to investigate this. So it's just kind of like, what is going on, you know? My boyfriend loves to tell me I'm going through menopause. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. No, I'm kidding. I love him. But yeah, and then because the thing is, I said I've got symptoms of PCOS. Like I said, I've got I've been picking hairs off my neck like the last 3 months, and I'm like, am I gonna fucking grow a beard or what? Like, what the fuck is going on with my body? It's just so bizarre. Like, I've never had that, and I've had like these hairs on my neck, like big black hairs on my neck, like not super black, but like still dark. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what the fuck is going on with my body? So I said to her, like, I've got this shit going on. Like, I've got these symptoms. I can't lose weight. I've been trying to lose weight, and it's so hard. Like, I've cut back probably about 1,500 calories a day. So I'm not eating like 2,000 calories a day, which is what you would eat to maintain your weight. So I'm eating under what you would eat to maintain your weight. I've been getting up, doing housework. I've been recovering from being sick and my surgery, so I'm doing more. But the weight is just not dropping off like it would have once upon a time. Like, it's just not. I've lost 2 kilos since I've been recovering. I'm like, that's nothing, you know? And I've been trying to lose weight. So she's like, yeah, sounds like, you know, you might have the symptoms and that. And yeah, so she said, we'll get the bloods and see what comes up. But then she's like, have you heard of Ozempic? And I'm like, oh my God, here's a loaded one. I'm like, yeah, so it's all over TikTok. I know what it is. So I'm going to do another video on should I take Ozempic, because I'm really, really divided on this one.